Welcome! We're happy to introduce to you the 6 winners of the 10th edition of SCIA User Contest. The 2017 edition illustrates 124 outstanding structural and civil engineering projects that utilize SCIA Engineer. An international jury of renowned experts from the industry and academia selected winners in 4 categories. The jury also awarded the best BIM project with a special prize of the jury. We also asked the public to select their favorite projects. The project with most votes received the Prize of the Public award. Now let's look at the winners.
The port house is a project of Zaha Hadid Architects. The main issue, of course, is the existing fire station. You had to construct the whole thing on top of it without touching the fire station.
In this project, we used SCIA Engineer to build a global model of the new part of the building. This means that we modeled the steel structure and the concrete sculpture volumes. The steel columns in the atrium were modeled as beam elements, which have an arbitrary quadrilateral shape. SCIA Engineer made it possible to calculate these challenging geometries.
The project Pont-sur-le-Rhin à Strasbourg is a bridge with a total length of 290 meters. The total length consists of 2 major spans. Each span is a bowstring type. It has 2 inclined arches, which are self-standing, so there's no bracing system between the arches itself. At one side we have 2 tramways, and the other side is a pedestrian zone. SCIA Engineer was very helpful to check the difficult section of the bridge deck. It helped also a lot with the determination of the stresses in the bridge deck, which was very helpful to determine the plate buckling and things like that.
The Shuaiba power plant is a raw oil power plant which has been built 10 times in Saudi Arabia. The general layout was discussed and made by the client CME. We reduced the weight of the structure by 16%. SCIA Engineer was very helpful for the design. It helped me to understand the flow of forces. A very good object is the visibility of the 3D structure within SCIA Engineer, which makes it easy to discuss possible clashes with piping or other equipment with the client.
This expansion had been designed to reach the processing capacity of 8.5 million passengers per year, and for this purpose, some of new buildings have been designed. This structure is a singular construction with more than 5.6 thousand of square meters and can reduce the time to do the analytical model in more than 50% in comparison with other software.
What we found particularly interesting on this project was the architecture and our cooperation with the lead architect, Mr. Ambrush. One of the major issues on this project was the time issue, and we are glad we managed this project in a record time while also maintaining the quality using all of the different softwares as SCIA Engineer's Tekla structure and outline image check for the BIM. The major advantage of SCIA Engineer software is in its compatibility and flexibility.
Centrepoint is a familiar landmark in central London. Built in the 60s, it was one of the first precast, load-bearing facade skyscrapers in the UK. The project consists of the refurbishment of the tower, 2 adjacent buildings and a new 8-storey residential building. The existing buildings are going through extensive alterations, which will create new 21,000 square meters of luxury residential units and 7,500 square meters of prime retail space. SCIA engineers' great modeling tools and multi-material capability allowed our design team to work simultaneously on separate isolated elements and combine the parts together when required to create a more complete model. In this way, we could create a model which had the right level of detail very quickly and in a very efficient manner.
We would like to congratulate the winners and all participants, and we would like to invite you to participate in the next SCIA User Contest.